Today we will discuss about Le-Chatelet principle in that physical equilibrium. So we already discussed about chemical equilibrium and how Le-Chatelet principle in chemical equilibrium related and the factors affect the chemical equilibrium. That means effect of concentration, effect of temperature and pressure, volume, inert gas. These all factors we discussed already with respect to Le-Chatelet principle. Okay, so now Le-Chatelet principle in physical equilibrium. Physical equilibrium. So already we discussed what is meant by physical equilibrium. So physical equilibrium means physical states are involved. Physical states are involved. So here physical equilibrium means physical equilibrium means, so let's see one example regarding this. This one is ice which is in solid state, am I right? Is reversible. Water which is in liquid state, am I right? So here, so what is the physical state of ice? Solid. What is the physical state of water? It is clearly liquid, am I right? So now equilibrium exists in between two physical states. Here the two components are represents their physical states, am I right? So this is ice which is in solid state and this one is water which is in liquid, am I right? So the equilibrium exists between two physical states. That means in physical equilibrium, physical states are involved. Physical states are involved. Simply have to write equilibrium exists between physical states of components. Physical states of components. So let's see the example. Here it is ice is reversible with water. Okay. Now it is called as physical equilibrium. Physical equilibrium. Physical equilibrium. So now tell me what is the chemical formula of ice. So what are the components present in ice? What is the formula for ice which is in solid state here? So the chemical formula of ice is H2O, am I right? Here what is the composition? Here ice consists of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, am I right? The chemical components or the chemical formula of ice is H2O, where it consists of two hydrogens and one oxygen atom, am I right? And come to water. So what is the chemical formula of water? Here it is H2O. Is it clear? Which is in liquid state. The chemical formula of water is also H2O. Here it is in solid state. Here it is in liquid state. Here it consists of two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. Here it is two hydrogen atom and one oxygen. So here chemical formula, chemical composition is same or not? In physical equilibrium, chemical composition is same. So both are having same chemical formula. Okay. So that is in physical equilibrium In physical equilibrium, no new product formed. No new product. Why? Because it is also water, this one is also water. Chemical formula is same. That means after the reaction there is no new compound. Just change their physical states only. Is it clear, ma? Everyone? Ice, what is the chemical formula? H2O. What is the physical state? Solid. Come to what is the physical state of water? Liquid. What is the formula? H2O. Is there any change in their chemical composition? No. So, but where the changes are takes place? In their physical states only. Okay. So that means there is no new compound is formed. That means chemical formula is same. Chemical composition is same. Okay. So where the changes are takes place only? In their physical states only. Now the equilibrium exists between physical states and physical changes takes place. Such kind of equilibrium is called as physical equilibrium. Okay, is it clear? Physical equilibrium. So some of the example where physical equilibrium takes place. Example, boiling, one of the physical property and it exhibits physical equilibrium. Boiling and melting, and evaporation, sublimation, freezing, these are some example for physical equilibrium. So where we observe boiling, what is meant by boiling? Boiling means, let's see the first one here, that is boiling means in the process of boiling liquids is under equilibrium with vapors or gas. Vapor state means which is in gaseous state. So where it is liquid undergoes vaporization, that phenomena is called as boiling. That phenomena is called as boiling. So now what is the, suppose it is water, liquid, suppose water which is in liquid state, am I right? So here it is also water vapor, which is in gaseous state, am I right? Here water undergoes boiling and it gives water vapors. What is the chemical formula of water in liquid state? H2O. Here it is also H2O. There is no change in the chemical formula of the components, but the equilibrium exists between two physical states. One is liquid, another one is gas. Is it okay? So now what about the direction of the equilibrium and change the temperature and pressure? And in the case of boiling point, so if we can change the temperature or pressure at this equilibrium, that means in the case of boiling, then what is the direction of the chemical equilibrium? Suppose if you can change the temperature and pressure at this equilibrium, what is the direction of the equilibrium? Either it is forward or backward. In which direction the reaction proceeds? So depends on temperature and pressure. Okay, so that we'll discuss now. So look into this. If temperature is increases, temperature is increases. Temperature increases means how liquids converted to vapor? By increase the temperature or not? That means increase the temperature or not? How liquids are converted to vapor? By increase the temperature or not? That means in this equilibrium we need to offer some amount of heat energy at liquid side, at this side. So how liquid converted to vapor? So when we offer some quantity of heat energy at this liquid side, then it absorbs that heat energy and the molecular forces in between water molecules are break down and it try to comes as vapor. Is it right? So that means here this liquid state needs some heat energy to convert as vapor. Okay, you know very well. Okay, so now suppose this is liquid. This is liquid. Now we offer some heat energy at reactant side, then wholly it converts as vapor. As vapor, which is gaseous state. Okay, the phenomena is here, it is boiling. It is boiling. Is it clear? So now this one is considered as reactant and this one is called as product. Am I right? Product. So now this one is forward direction. Now this one is forward direction. This one is backward direction. Is it clear? Now liquid try to convert as vapor. For that purpose we add some quantity of heat energy at liquid side. Okay, here we increase the temperature. Now this heat energy considered as reactant. Considered as reactant. Am I right? Considered as reactant. So we increase the heat energy means temperature is increases or not? Temperature is increased means automatically heat energy is also increases or not? When temperature is increases, that means heat Q. It represents with Q. So Q is also increases means here Q is considered as reactant or not? That means reactant's concentration is high or not? Here we increase. Here in this equilibrium we increase the temperature or not? Increases. When temperature increases, amount of heat energy Q also increases or not? Increases. Then what about R? Here heat energy considered just reactant. Why? Because we add at reactant side. Am I right? So that means reactant's concentration is high. That reactant's concentration, we increase the reactant's concentration. Then what about system? Now system try to decrease the temperature and also it try to decrease the Q and also it try to decrease the reactant's concentration. Am I right? Reactant's concentration decreases means what it means? So that means its product concentration is high. Product concentration is high. Here we increase the reactant's concentration. Here the system try to decrease the reactant's concentration. Reactant's concentration decrease means increase the product concentration. So now decrease in the reactant's concentration. These are the reactants. Decrease the reactant's concentration means that means increase the product concentration. Decrease the reactant's concentration by the system to get equilibrium means increase the product concentration. Am I right? So decrease the reactant's concentration, automatically product concentration is high or not? High. That means which direction it takes place? So in this direction, that means forward direction takes place. If temperature is high, in the above equilibrium, forward reaction takes place. Forward reaction takes place. When temperature is increases, in the case of liquid to vapor, that means in the boiling phenomena, it is a physical equilibrium. Why? Because it is physical. So it is equilibrium exists between two physical states where chemical composition is same. Why? Because here the chemical formula of liquid is H2O, where in vapor also the chemical formula of H2O. Water is also, vapor is also H2O. Am I right? So here heat energy is offered. When we offered heat energy to the system, that means is it endothermic or not? Endothermic reaction. We already discussed about endothermic. What is meant by exothermic? Here we offer the heat energy to the system. That means the above equation or equilibrium is called physical equilibrium. Physical equilibrium, and it is also called as endothermic reaction. And it is endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction means we need to offer some amount of energy to the reactant side. Okay, it absorbs the energy to proceed the reaction. Okay, so that means for endothermic reaction, what about change in enthalpy? Change in enthalpy delta H is greater than 0. That is delta H is equals to positive. Am I right? Delta H is positive in the case of endothermic reaction, where delta H means change in enthalpy, where delta H is greater than 0, or delta H is greater than 0 means delta H value is positive. Am I right? That phenomena is called as endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. Is it clear? So boiling, that means liquid converted as vapor. The temperature is called as boiling point, and it is clearly physical equilibrium. So at high temperature, what is the direction of the reaction? It is clearly forward direction. Endothermic reaction means, so how liquid converts vapor? By offer some heat energy or not? How we are cooking food? Okay, so when rice in the liquid or in pressure cooker, which is in water, so then we heat, automatically the liquid undergoes boiling or not? Boiling. So here we offer some heat energy. That means system takes some energy. Systems take some energy. Okay, so when system absorb the energy, that means that is endothermic reaction. Remember it. Okay, is it clear, ma? That is the first case. If you increase the temperature in boiling, so here it is forward, and it is physical equilibrium, and it is endothermic reaction. That means delta H is greater than 0 or positive. In the second case, if we increase the pressure, at physical equilibrium, we increase the pressure. So let's take the example, this one. In the case of boiling, boiling means liquid is reversible. Vapor state means it is gaseous state, it is liquid state. Is it clearly physical equilibrium? The formula of H2O of liquid, and here the formula of vapor is also H2O. Chemical composition same, no new product formed, just only physical states are changes. There is no chemical change. Am I right? No chemical change. Simply no chemical change. Am I right? Only physical changes takes place. physical changes are takes place. Am I right? So let consider a pressure cooker. Consider a pressure cooker. Now this is a pressure cooker. This is the pressure cooker, suppose. Now this pressure cooker consists liquid. Inside the pressure cooker it has liquid. For example, it is water, which is in liquid state. So when we offer heat energy, that means it's clearly endothermic reaction or not endothermic. Then what happens? These liquid is evaporate or not? Evaporate. That means evaporation means here what happened? Liquid converted as vapor. That means which is in gaseous state, am I right? Gaseous state. So now here what happened? This liquid is converted as vapor. Okay. Now if we increase the pressure towards P is high, pressure is high, then what happened? At high pressures, these gases converted as liquid again. At high pressure, these gases again converted as liquid. When we apply high pressure, then what happened? These gases, vapor converts again liquid. Gases again converted as liquid at high pressure. Okay. So when we apply high pressure, okay, these vapors again converted as, why? Because the vapor molecules are, when we apply pressure, vapor molecules are very close or not? Very close. The interactions are very high or not? Very high. Example, LPG cylinder, which is used at our home, LPG gas cylinder. So inside the LPG gas is in which state? Clearly it is liquid state. Observe carefully. Inside the cylinder, the gases, the LPG gas in which state? Is it liquid state when it is allowed to the gas stove and it exposed as air. Okay, understood? So inside the cylinder is pressure is high or not? High. That means gas at high pressure as liquid. Remember this. That is the best example. Okay. So now when we apply the pressure, this gas vapor is again converted as liquid. Okay. So that means at high pressure, this gas vapor is moves towards liquid state. Am I right? That means it is forward and backward. Now what is the direction at high pressure? Clearly backward direction. Clearly backward direction takes place. Backward direction. At high pressure, what is the direction of the boiling? It's from vapor to liquid. Vapor to liquid. That means backward direction takes place in the above physical equilibrium. That means in the case of boiling. Okay. So at high temperature, it favor to forward direction. At high pressure, it favor to backward direction. Example, this one, pressure cooker. Okay. So in LPG gas cylinder, the LPG gas in the cylinder in liquid state, that because in cylinder we have high pressure. Okay. So when pressure is high, the equilibrium position moves towards to backward direction. That means again it converted as liquid. Okay. And next one, melting. So melting is the phenomena where solids converted as liquid. The temperature at which solids converted as liquid at the temperature is called as melting point. At that phenomena is called as melting. Okay, so where melting means solids by heated converted as liquids. Again liquids cool, that means freezing. What happened? They converted again as solids. Am I right? Okay, so let's take the example regarding this is the solid state is equilibrium with liquid which is in liquid state, clearly. Okay, which is in liquid state clearly. Now tell me, when solids converted liquids, when we offered some heat energy, am I right? Heat energy, then only solids converted as liquid. That phenomena is called as melting. What is the phenomena? Melting. The temperature is called as melting point. Okay. Now solids, these are considered as reactants. And here heat is also considered as reactant. Okay. Now this one is considered as product. It is forward reaction and this one is backward reaction. Is it clear? So we offer heat energy, that means in the first case at high temperature. So that means this is V. Temperature is high, am I right? When temperature is high means heat energy is also high or not? High. That means reactance concentration is also high. Now, what about system here? System try to decrease the temperature and automatically Q is also decreases and it try to decrease the reactance concentration. Decrease the reactance concentration means increase the product concentration. Now system try to increase the product concentration, am I right? So when we increase the temperature, Q is also high and RL is also high. So reactance concentration. For that, system can try to increase the product concentration. How product concentration is high? When reactance concentration is decreasing, automatically product concentration is also high. So that means reactance concentration is decreased means product concentration is high. So now what is the direction? The direction is towards forward direction. Am I right? Here we are offering some heat energy. That means temperature is high and Q is high. That means reactant is high. Okay. Now system can do opposite to us. Am I right? Now this reactance concentration is try to decrease, and that means Q is decreases and T is decreases. Reactance concentration decrease means when reactance concentration is decreased, that means product concentration is increases, reactance concentration gradually decreases. That means which direction it is? It is clearly reactance to product. That means forward direction takes place. So at high temperature, what is the prediction of the equilibrium, or what is the direction of the equilibrium here? It is clearly forward direction in the case of a melting point, which is considered as physical equilibrium. Okay, so physical equilibrium means that equilibrium exists between two physical states. Am I right? Okay, so here there is no chemical changes that takes place. Remember this. Okay, only physical changes that takes place. So remember one thing: temperature is offered or heat energy is offered to the system means, that means is it endothermic or exothermic? Where delta H is greater than 0, that means delta H value is positive. Am I right? That phenomena is called as endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. Is it clear? So next to come to second point regarding to melting. Remember this, at high pressure in melting, at high pressure in melting. So melting means solids are reversible, liquids which is in liquid state, which is in solid state, then the phenomena is melting. Is it clear? Melting. So where at high pressure, pressure is high. Okay. So let's see. Suppose this is the solid. This is solid. Am I right? Now it is undergoes heating. Undergoes heating. The solid is converted as liquid or not? Liquid state. Okay. When we applied high pressure, at high pressure, these liquids undergoes liquid molecules undergoes compression. That means they are very close to when the liquid molecules are come to very close, that means the liquid converted again solids at high pressure. So again it's converted as solid. At high pressure, liquid converted again solid. That means which direction it is? Solid to liquid is forward direction, liquid to solid is backward direction. At high pressure, what happened? At high pressure, these liquids converted again solid. Okay? At high pressure, liquids converted to solids. That means liquid converted to solids means which direction? Liquid converted to solids means backward direction. Backward direction takes place at high pressure. Is it clear? When liquid molecules are compressed, they undergoes compression. That means molecules are very close. That molecules are in the perfect order. So suppose this is the solid or ice. The molecule, it has different shape and different volume, Suppose it is the ice cube. It has a different shape, particular shape. Perfect order is there in the arrangement of particles and different volume it has in the solid even. So when liquid molecules are compressed, the molecules are very close. That means they try to become as solids. Is it clear? So suppose when keep liquids or any water in the refrigerator, what happen? When temperature is decreases, the molecules are very close together. That becomes that liquid converted as solid or not? As ice cube. So when liquids undergoes compression, that means they become as solids. So at high pressure. That means what is the direction? Is it clearly backward direction? Okay. In the case of melting also. So where it is backward direction, not where solid is not ice, remember it, ice, not ice. So in the above case, it is solid is reversible, liquids. Is it clear? So now the process is melting. What is the process? Melting clearly. At high pressure we applied. Now this is not a ice, remember. not a ice. Okay, now what is the direction at high pressure? Clearly, backward direction, am I right? Where the solid is not a ice. Ice is solid, but in this case it is not a ice. Okay, later I will explain after this topic. So generally, you know, density, you know very well about density. What is density? Density is the cost mass per unit volume, am I right? Mass per unit volume. So density for solid is very high, you know. Density for D is high for solids. So density and volume, what is the relation? Density is inversely proportional to volume with respect to this equation. Density is inversely proportional to volume, but for solids they have high density values. Density is high for solids, you know. So when density is high for means volume is low or not? Density is high for means solids here. What about volume? They having less volume. Is it clear? Everybody? Come to liquids. So liquids, density is less for liquids. That means D is equals to M by V, where density and volume is in reverse inversely proportional or not? Inversely proportional, am I right? So density is less for liquids, density is high for solids. When density is high, volume is less. Why? Because both are inversely proportional. Is it clear? And come to here, for liquids, density is less for liquids when comparing with solids. That means they have high volume. That is, when density is less means volume is high. Is it clear? So when we applied high pressure in the system, okay, when we applied high pressure in the system, so then volume moves towards less volume side, am I right? At high pressure what happened? At high pressure backward direction takes place or not? Backward direction takes place. Is it clear? So that means at high pressure volume is high to volume less. The direction is volume high to volume less. That means in which direction it is? Backward direction. At high pressure volume is moves towards high volume to lesser volume. That means low density to high density. Okay, so where the solid is not a ice, remember this. In this case, when we apply high pressure, what happened? So the equilibrium shift towards to high volume to less volume, high volume to less volume at high pressure. Remember this thing. Okay, for solid density is very high, volume is less. Okay, for liquids density is less, volume is high. So liquids to solids, you know very well. When we apply high pressure, what happened? Liquids converted to again solids. That means more volume to less volume, am I right? At high pressure, more volume to less volume from this diagram, am I right? Suppose the solid is ice, then what happened? If solid is ice, if solid is ice, now this is ice, this one is ice which is in solid state, is reversible as water which is in liquid state, is it okay? At high pressure we applied, and this phenomena is melting or not? Melting clearly. Okay. So when we keep the ice in water, what happened? It float or shrink. When we keep the ice cube in a water, it's float on the surface of liquid, am I right? If ice has high density, it shrink into the water actually. But ice always float on the surface of water. What is the reason? Ice has less density, am I right? Ice has less density. This ice which is in solid state is generally with less density. The density of ice is less. Suppose it has high density, what happens? It shrink into the water, but it has less density. Why? Because it is always float on the water, am I right? So when comparing with ice, the density of water is high. Density of water is high. So what is the formula for density? Density is equals to mass by volume. Both are density and volume relation is inversely proportional. Where density is high, am I right? In the above case, density is high, and what about volume? Volume is less volume. Am I right? And come to here, density is equals to mass by volume. So where density is less, am I right? Density less means volume is high or not? Why? Because both are inversely proportional. So it has high volume, am I right? Okay, volume is high. Volume is high when density is less. Okay, so in that particular case, the reaction takes place forward direction. In which direction? Forward direction. Okay. So very important. This when solid is ice, in this case at high pressure, the reaction is in forward direction, ice to water. Why? Because its density is less and volume is high. Okay. So here pressure is high at high pressure. Okay. The reaction is moves from high volume to less volume side. Why? Because pressure and volume both are inversely proportional. Am I right? Where pressure is high means then the equilibrium position shift towards to lesser volume or not. So you know very well, pressure is inversely proportional volume here. Where at reactant side pressure is high, that means equilibrium position shift towards to less number of moles. Where pressure is high, then equilibrium position shift towards to less number of moles side. Am I right? Less number volume side. Volume is less here. Is it clear? Why? Because density of water is high. So that means what is the direction? Forward direction. But except ice, it comes back to backward direction. Remember this point at high pressure. So this is regarding to physical equilibrium with respect to Le Chatelier's principle. Okay. The next topic in chemical equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium generally classified as two types. One is molecular equilibrium, another one is ionic equilibrium. Still we discussed about molecular equilibrium. There are so many things we discussed already. Now come to second part, ionic equilibrium. Okay, ionic equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium. So here it includes two terms, one is ionic, another one is equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium. Okay. So what is meant by ionic? Ionic means it's associated with ions. So what are present? Ionic equilibrium associated with ions. Am I right? Ions means charged species or charged parts. Charged species means either positive or negative. Charged species means if any species or any object with process positive charge, then we call it is positively charged species. Suppose it process negative charge, then we call it is called as negatively species. Okay. Now ions are classified as two types. In that one is cation and another one is cation and anion. So cation means which carries positive charge. Example, H plus Na plus. What is the charge here? Plus 1. What is the charge here? Na plus 1. And Ca plus 2. What is the charge here? Plus 2. So finally cations means that ion which process positive charge. Is it clear? What about anion? That anion process negatively charged species. Give me some example. For example, chloride ion, Cl minus, okay, and Br minus, okay, and O minus 2. Negatively charged species are called as anions. So in ionic equilibrium, it consists ions, that means it is associated with ions. How many ions? We will have two types of ions. In that one is cation and anion. Where cation process positively charged, where anion process negative charge. Okay. Now these species are called as ions. So in ionic equilibrium, we are going to study about equilibrium exists between ions and a molecule. Okay. So now the definition for ionic equilibrium, in that here we discussed about what is meant by ionic and come to that ion equilibrium regarding in this. So equilibrium. Equilibrium means, okay, the state at which the state at which certain properties like density, color, concentration, etc. The state at which certain properties like density, color and concentration does not change with increase in time, with increasing in time. There is no change in increasing of time, then the term is called as equilibrium. So the state at which certain properties like density, color, concentrations, etc. does not change with increasing the time. Okay, there is no change, all are constant at equilibrium. Is it clear? So if you take any substance, its density is constant with even increasing in the time, then that is called as equilibrium. The system is at equilibrium. Okay, we already discussed about this in previous class. Equilibrium, the state at which the certain properties like density, color, concentration, etc. does not change with increasing in time. So that means if increase the time takes place at the time proceed, then there is no change in their density. Okay, so that phenomena is called as equilibrium. Is it clear? Now come to ionic equilibrium here. Ionic equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium. Okay. The equilibrium exists between unionized molecule and its ions in a solution of electrolyte. Is called ionic equilibrium. Is called ionic equilibrium. Here I used one term, that is electrolyte. Okay, so later we will discuss about what is meant by electrolyte. The equilibrium exists between unionized molecule. Ionized means it undergoes ionization. As suppose HCl, it gives H plus and Cl. That phenomena is called as ionization. Is it clear? Copper sulfate, when keep in water, what happens? It gives Cu plus 2 SO4 minus 2. That phenomena is called as ionization. So unionized molecules means it exists as a molecule. Suppose copper sulfate has just copper sulfate, HCl has just HCl. That is unionized molecule. Okay. So and its ions after ionization, what it gives? It gives H plus and Cl minus. Suppose HCl. So it ions means H plus and Cl minus. Okay. In a solution of electrolyte is called ionic equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium. Okay. Let's see what is the meaning of definition through diagrammatically. It's better to understand. For example, acetic acid. So what is the name of the acid? Acetic acid. Now it is unionized molecule, am I right? Unionized molecule. Now it is unionized molecule. Is it clear? Suppose when we keep in water, okay, so now this is the beaker. Now this beaker consists some quantity of water, this is water, where water is called as solvent. Water is called as solvent. So when we keep acetic acid in water, now this is acetic acid in water, and these unionized molecules when keep in water, it undergoes dissociation or ionization. That means it split into ions. So that ions are CH3COO minus and H plus. CH3COO minus and H plus. So when it dissolved in water, it undergoes ionization. Ionization takes place. Ionization or dissociation we call it is. Is it clear, ma'am? Okay. Now this acetic acid in water. Now here acetic acid, that is CH3COOH, is called electrolyte. Now this electrolyte is kept in water, it undergoes dissociation and it gives ions, am I right? Now this water is called as solvent, this component is called as solute, am I right? Solute. Now solute and solvent is termed as solution, am I right? Now this is entire acetic acid solution. What is the name of the solution? Acetic acid in water is called as acetic acid solution. In that acetic acid solution, what is the solute? Acetic acid. What is the solvent? Water. So when acetic acid is called as a electrolyte, this electrolyte undergoes ionization or not? Ionization, and it gives two ions. One is cation, another one is anion. Am I right? Okay. Now come to the definition. The equilibrium exists between unionized. This is suppose unionized. Now there is no ionization. Unionized molecule and its ions. When it gives ions, when dissolved in water, when dissolved in a solvent, then it gives ions. Okay. Ions in a solution of electrolyte. What is the electrolyte? This acetic acid is the electrolyte. That means when acetic acid is kept in solvent, it undergoes ionization. The equilibrium exists between these ionized molecule and these ions is termed as ionic equilibrium. So now this represents as CH3COOH is reversible CH3COO minus and H plus. Okay. Now this is a molecule, unionized molecule. This is a molecule, am I right? Molecule is always neutral, there is no charges. When it is dissolved in water, what happened? It gives ions, cation and ions. Now the equilibrium exists between this molecule and ions is called as ionic equilibrium, where it is called electrolyte. Am I right? Now this equilibrium is called as ionic equilibrium. Okay. So where in this case H2 plus N2 is reversible 2 of NH3. We discussed about already so many times. So now H2 is molecule, N2 is molecule, and NH3 is also molecule. Now the equilibrium exists in between the molecule, am I right? in between the molecule. Okay, that is called molecular equilibrium. So now the topic is ionic equilibrium. That means the equilibrium exists between simply molecules and ions is called as ionic equilibrium, where rate of forward equals rate of backward reaction, and this is ionic equilibrium we called. Okay, is it clear now what is meant by ionic equilibrium and what is ions, what is solvent and solute? Okay, and solution is the solute and solvent. Glucose solution means glucose in water, then it becomes glucose solution. Sugar solution means sugar in water, it's called as sugar solution. Is it clear? Where sugar is solid, solute, and water is called as solvent. A solute in solvent becomes solution. Is it clear? And the next topic, electrolyte and non-electrolyte. Electrolyte and non-electrolyte. We just discussed about electrolyte. Okay. So first take this one. Electrolyte. Electrolyte is the substance is the chemical substance or chemical material, okay, which undergoes ionization, or dissociation and produce ions, that is the bracket cations and anions. In the solution, and it gives the conductance. What type of conductance? Electrical conductance. Electrical conduction for the solution. That means solution is called electrolyte. Then the substance is called electrolyte. Due to the electrolyte, the solution gets electrical conductance. Okay, is it clear? When the electrolyte undergoes ionization, it produces ions in the solution. Then solution has which nature? Electrical nature or electrical conductance it has. Due to this ionization or splitting of this electrolyte, that phenomena is called as here through electrolyte. Okay, electrolyte is a chemical substance. Due to this ionization, when keeping a particular solvent, okay, so then the ions causes electrical conductance in the solution. So then the compound is called as electrolyte. Okay, so okay students, we'll continue on tomorrow. Have a nice day. So after this class, once practice the concept and write the notes, then it is better to prepare and again. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you very much.